What's going on? Wipe off this camera, look a little greasy. A little better. What's going on? What's up, Lordy Hot Dog? Get some music in here. There we go. All right. Give it a second for some people to get into the chat. We got 8. Just a little bit of an impromptu stream. What's up, Debo? I figured it's been a while since I streamed, so tonight would be a good night. I got these, got a couple boxes of Wilderness, some Native. What's up, DB Royalty? Wait, is that Dub? Did you change your name, or is it a different guy? What's up, Josh? All right. So, I think we're going to start with Wilderness tonight, since we got 2 boxes of Wilderness and 1 box of Native. What's up, Monty? Not much is new. Not much. I think we're still just waiting to hear back, and I'm assuming we will tomorrow. Hear back from the trustee about signing that NDA and getting some more information about the inventory that's up for grabs. What's up, Lyle? So I kind of felt like it's been a while since we've opened just straight up Wilderness, but I always forget how awesome these boxes were. I mean, holographic boxes were such a great idea. I feel like it's underrated. How much inventory would I open? I'd open as much as possible, for sure. I feel like those pallets of booster boxes would be much more valuable. And they'd be much more valuable to open on the channel than they would be selling them on the secondary market for $5 a box. So I'd probably open more than I'd sell. I didn't sign the NDA yet. I responded and said I would, but I haven't heard anything back yet. It seems like it takes them a while. What's up, LawCal? I don't like seeing a reverse holo right off the bat. Depends on what box you want. And I guess it also depends on how much inventory we actually have. LawCal, I meant to ask you, do you have any updates on either the grading? Well, we already talked about the grading situation a little bit, but any updates on the grading situation or the promo card? Never had any Metazoo, so I'd take anything. Okay. Oh, there we go. Mishu Pishu. right off the bat. That's pretty good. What were they called in this set? Wild 7? I don't see any print lines. In my recent PSA submission that I'm still waiting on, I graded a bunch of Metazoo that's like kind of lower value stuff. I think I graded like 4 or 5 Mishi Pishus in that submission. Metazoo's almost not even worth grading at this point. Yeah, the submission that I've got right now should be, let me see how many cards is in it. We'll double check. I think it's almost done. So there's 89 in that submission, and it's in the assembly phase, so I guess it's getting close. But yeah, if you guys like the PSA subs, that'll be a decent one. Like I said, there's some lower value stuff in there, but there's like a dozen Nightfall Mothmen. There's like a bunch of Wendigos. Like, it's not very valuable, but it's decent stuff. I just wanted to like fill out my Metazoo slab collection a little bit better. Cards coming in a little later than I wanted. But it sounds like it'll be a few weeks getting the Pokemon stuff. Well, oh, nice. So it won't be the same foil style as used previously. Do I have a Lolcow card sitting over here somewhere? I don't remember if I put them in this. I don't remember if I put them in this box or not. Ah. Oh, is it empty? Damn. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff in this box. Where's the Lolcow stuff at? Oh, it might be in this box here. Can you give me an example of what the Pokemon foiling will look like? Like, are you talking about like the foiling on a full art card that's got kind of that texture to it? Or are you talking about like this type of foiling? Full hollow Wampus Cat. Nice, okay. That's what I like. The Galaxy OG foiling. That's awesome. Eventually those cardboard J cards will be gradable. PSA grades cassette. Oh, cool. I actually didn't know that. I didn't know I've got a bunch. I've actually got a collection of cassette tapes. So they'll grade this insert. That's pretty cool. Well, you learn something new every day. I actually didn't know they graded those. And I thought I was going to have an update from Mike Waddell because he texted me, I guess it was Friday, and said he wanted to hop on a phone call. And it was like right after I posted that last video. And he said he wanted to hop on a phone call, that he had a great idea for me. And then when I followed up with him later on that night, he said he was busy. He was at like a barbecue or something. And he said he'd call me Saturday. And I haven't heard from him. And here we are Sunday. I still haven't heard from him. So I don't know what he wanted, or what his idea was, or what he wanted to talk about, but I was assuming it had something to do with my video about the NDA. Oh, dude, yeah, absolutely. Everyone is talking about this, the Team Rocket set. And if they really do that, for sure, I'm going to be opening a bunch of that. Do I collect DVDs? I guess I kind of do, yeah. I've got a pretty big DVD Blu-ray collection. It's kind of funny because I started collecting physical DVDs and Blu-rays recently after streaming has already taken over, because you can get them for like nothing these days, because most people don't even have a DVD player anymore. Yeah, there's rumors, Heiser, that Pokemon is coming out with a new Team Rocket set. I've never graded any VHSs though. I have to ask, oh yeah, I did. They did pay. I'll show you. Selling, sold. Buyer paid June 30th for the Arnold card, the Gassion-Ditha, the PSA 9 Mothman, a Charmander card, and another Arnold card. Yeah, I actually shipped his stuff out just a few hours ago. But yeah, the dude did pay. And one thing I noticed on there, I will say, he's from Ireland, so you see the international shipping. Maybe it's just hard to get Metazoo in Ireland, and I had the option turned on to ship to Ireland. I don't know. It was weird. I don't typically have buyers from Ireland though, especially with Metazoo stuff. He had a pretty interesting selection with the Arnold Schwarzenegger cards, a random Charmander card, and then two like just random Metazoo 9s. I was shipping out a bunch of orders earlier today because I had a bunch of auctions that ended on today, which is Sunday. I still got to find a box big enough and thick enough to ship this Kaiba briefcase. The thing's pretty big and pretty heavy, and I wanted to put a box inside of a box. So put a box on the briefcase, then put that box inside of another box, and then pad that. This thing's bigger than I thought. I was going to put it in that box, but it doesn't fit. So that's the last thing I still have to ship out today, is find a box for that. Full hollow scorched rod sigil. Yes, Pokemon has to go back to the well and needs to release more nostalgia. I agree with that. I'm big on nostalgia sets. It's probably why Celebrations and 151 were two of my favorite of all the modern stuff they've done for the last 4 or 5 years. I don't know, man. I think that's a good question. Dakota says, honest opinion of what happened with all the money that Metazoo made and what went wrong. Good question. We don't really know where that money went. We can assume it was mismanaged, but mismanaged how? I mean, $21 million in a year is a lot of money. I mean, did they just over order product? Did the owners, Mike and Steve, just blow all the profit on toys, cars, whatever? I think there is a chance that they, when you talk about 500 pallets, that's a lot of product. Maybe they really overestimated the demand for Metazoo, and maybe they spent a shitload of money making all these products, and they printed way too much of it, and maybe they spent all their money on product, and they were just sitting on all these pallets that were not moving, and maybe that's what. Who knows? I'm assuming it had to be more than that. When you're talking about that much money, I'm assuming it wasn't just over ordering product. I'm assuming there had to be some serious blowing of that money going on. Lolcow, that's what I was hoping was going to be in some of these court documents. He says overspent and overpaid themselves. I was hoping to see what the salaries were for a lot of these guys. Like, what did Mike pay himself? What did Steve pay, or what was Steve paid? What were these other guys that had, 5%, 1% ownership? What were they getting paid? What was Andy getting paid to be the, whatever he was, CEO? What was Shaw getting paid? Because when you see some of those numbers too, like some of the people that they owe money to, it's like 50 grand to Golden being one of their biggest or bigger expenses. 50 grand don't seem like a whole lot in the grand scheme of a $20 million a year company. So my point is, like, some of this debt, it doesn't really explain where the money went. I did see, what's up, Jake? Jake says there's a theory they tried to do a lot of collabs, didn't work out, spent a lot of money in the process. I still think they walked away with a lot. That's also a valid theory. I think, we know they licensed from Sanrio those characters, Kuromi and Hello Kitty. And I'm sure one of the biggest IPs in the world, being Sanrio, being Hello Kitty, I'm sure that licensing fee was not cheap. I could even see that licensing fee being like $10 million. I could totally see that. I mean, do you guys think it's cheap to license Pokemon? I mean, I could see that possibly being. I mean, we know that Kuromi set was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back. But, maybe the licensing fee was part of that. What's up, Gem Mint? I have not determined my bid. Have you heard anything else back? I responded to the email about signing the NDA, and I gave them my information, my proof of income, and all that stuff. And then I said I would sign the NDA, but I'm not going to make an offer until I see that itemized list of what they've actually got. But I did fill out their little form, and I'm just waiting to hear back about signing the NDA. But I did see, and maybe I'll pull it up at some point during the stream. I'll pull up the court case again. But I did see there were some new creditors listed where it had the exact amount that they were owed. And there were some big ones. There was like a shipping company that was owed like 400 grand. Or at least that's what they claimed. Let me see here. I'll pull it up for you guys right now and make this interesting. Michael says, so looking at pinball, when they licensed the Beatles for a game, it was $1 million, which is extremely high and not typical, and that's the Beatles. Okay, that's fair. Are you still making a bid? Are you gonna make a bid, Gem Mint Pokemon? Like I said, I've talked to so many different people that wanted to partner up, that wanted to they wanted to offer 10,000 or 20,000 for 5% or 10%, and everyone wants to come to some kind of deal on how we could buy this as like a community or like a crowdfunding thing. I think we just got to wait and see what they've actually got. I think this inventory piece of the equation, and whatever the reason is for signing the NDA, whatever they're going to tell us in that process, I think is important before we even talk about how much we would offer as far as a bid. I have a feeling that whatever we're signing this NDA to see, whatever information we're going to get is going to be like vital information to this whole thing. But let me pull up the case. And like I said, if you guys weren't here earlier, Mike did text me on Friday, and it was right after I posted my video about the NDA. And he said he's got a great idea for me that he thinks I'm going to like. And he said he wanted to hop on a call that night. And then later that night, he said he was busy. We didn't hop on the call. We made plans to talk on Saturday night, and I never heard from him. But I'm assuming it was something in reference to the NDA / inventory / making an offer. Oh, you saw that too, Aaron? I thought that was extreme. Huh, I wonder who this is. This is new. So this filers thing here. Here, I'm just gonna take this off. Let me move this. I'll show you guys my screen here. All right. This is so ghetto. I am so bad with technology. I'm sure there's some way that I could have done this on Streamlabs and showed you my screen on Streamlabs, but this is new. This name here I had not seen before. Ping Lee, updated on 6/19, and it doesn't even say what they are. They're a filer in this case, but they're listed as unknown, not a creditor or a debtor, so that's kind of new. All right, let's go over here. I think it would be the claims register, right? Creditor, run report. No. Shit, which? It's not the list of credit. Oh, I think it's this. No, not this. No. History documents. Oh wait, what the hell is this? This is new. Oh wait, there is some new shit on here. 25 and 26 year. Oh, let me pull the chat back up. Gem Mint says if it's an asset purchase agreement, you can buy the physical assets and IP without the debt. In this case, they're not accepting offers below X to guarantee certain creditors are paid. Yeah, but didn't they already say what X is? They already said it's $100,000, right? That's a valid point, KK. He says, honestly, what kind of douchebag would initiate to hop on a call with someone only to back only to back out themselves over a barbecue? Narcissist douchebag move. Yeah, and then he asked me what time I was free on Saturday to do the call on Saturday, and I said anytime after 5. He said, okay, I'll text you. Never heard from him. Let me see. Let's see what this thing is here. 26. Let's get into this together. Order. Ooh, this looks like this is going to be juicy. Or it's going to lead to something juicy, I should say. This is an order authorizing discovery. Order to the trustee is authorized to issue subpoenas for production of documents. So it looks like subpoenas are being issued. And what was this no objection? Certificate of no objection, Chapter 7 interim trustees application. Just more shit about the subpoenas. All right, let's go to what we were looking for, though. No, we already did that. Where the fuck? I'm sorry, I forget which one of these has the exact numbers that people are owed. Status? No. Ah. Oh, I think, wait. Did I? Oh, wait. I know what I fucked up. I got it. I didn't do the correct dates here. I had to put in the dates. It should be this. All right, come on. All right, there we go. Wait, what did I miss in the chat? His idea, make Mike the CEO of Metazoo 2.0. Mike is an absolute menace. Mike, Shaw, etc. will be held in contempt if they don't provide information. Mike seems off, man. I don't know. Metazoo 2. Look up Metazoo inflation. Nick is not like too much drama involved on Metazoo to spend money on some shit surprise. That's true. All right. Let me scroll really quick to find exactly what I'm looking for, because I think some of the artists are going to be listed on here, and I don't want to show their addresses. So I just want to go to... Yeah, all right, here we go. Just companies only. All right. So this one was interesting here. If you look at Next Day Delivery Solutions, this top one... I got to go up. Next Day Delivery Solutions. They're claiming 300 grand. Like, I don't know what the hell... I have no idea what this is. I tried to do this details thing, but nothing comes up. There's no claim data for it. But yeah, so there's $300,000 more claimed by this. I don't know what this is. So then you've got 63,000, looks like the amount for Golden. So I guess that's the storage fees have gone up a little bit. Then Shaw is personally claiming 92,000 in unpaid wages. And then there's another 171,000 from Golden Distribution down here. All right, hold on. I'll turn it around again. I want to see. There was one other one I wanted to show you. So these are this is significantly higher than what we were looking at before. So remember when I showed you guys those documents and it said essentially the it was the Shopify and it was 150 from Shopify and then the 50 whatever from Golden. Now we're at 652,000. So it's going up. But yeah, no, there's no real updates really on here. And I was wrong. The artists are not listed on here. I don't know. It's interesting though. All right, let me get the chat back up. I was just going through the. I was going through the case on the website, but it looks like there is an update on them issuing subpoenas and trying to get some discovery, and maybe this whole discovery process and these subpoenas, maybe we'll start to see where did this money go, and maybe we'll start to see who was, because like I said, Shaw in his claim, he's saying $92,000 unpaid earnings. So maybe this discovery is going to show salaries. What were they paid? I appreciate that, Debo. As I've spoken to more people that had really good ideas for what kind of team I should have around me or who I should partner up with, and just different ideas for what I could do if I did make an offer and if I somehow got it. Some people offered some really good ideas, some really good advice, and some really, really solid potential partners. But I think there's really nothing else to say until we figure out what exactly is on the inventory list. Roman Canal says, "Stop playing baller, get it." I don't want to overpay for it is the thing. Nice, Iowa Dragon. And I'm very skeptical about what's going to be on this inventory list. Actually, you know what I should do? We should look at. I guess we could get an idea of what should be on there because I have the inventory list. So my big concern is what grails are you going to get if you buy Metazoo? We know they've got all these pallets, all these booster boxes, spell books, sealed product in these pallets, right? But I think the real value is in the grails. But I forgot we do have at least the list that Andy sent over to Shaw to store at Golden, and there were a lot of grails on that list. So let me pull that up. Joshua, you're thinking of the lean document. So yes, Golden listed we have X amount of pallets, whatever. Like they kind of said what it was. They're like, yeah, we got some boxes of promos, pallets of booster boxes, pallets of skateboards. They kind of said this is what's in the pallets vaguely, but I want to know, what are the booster boxes? What are the sealed product? Like how many pallets exactly are just UFO or like whatever? We need to know a breakdown. But I think the grails, which were not included at all in that Golden lean document because they don't take up very much space. They just listed like all these big things like the pallets. Let me see. I should have the spreadsheet on my phone actually. Let's see. Should be in my chat history with Mike. All right. Let's check this out. So this is the description of some of the Grails that should be there. Let's see, quantity. This looks more specific. So 14 sets of Metazoo Seance Playtester, 2 bricks of Caster's Cup badges. This is like random shit. I'm just bear with me for a second. I'm just kind of reading through these, seeing if there's anything that really stands out as like a big Grail. Release event medals. So lots of promo cards. Oh, there you go. Towards the bottom there. 3 Mothman prototype cards, PSA encapsulated. Forest Tower promos. 498 assorted Metazoo artwork, including Kelsey Giacchino, Bruins, Afton, Chris Campman. So I'm assuming those are going to be the big dogs, like the original Mothman artwork, Nightfall Mothman artwork, the mini Piazza Bird prototype, PSA encapsulated, Halloween prototype, PSA encapsulated, WPT promo cards. The Topps Chrome case is interesting. Okay. Topps Chrome, 51 green refractors, 42 orange, 30 gold, 1 black, GG Bird. But this still isn't everything. So what's the 8 Mothman? Oh, NFT Genesis promos. So if you scroll over NFT Genesis promos, you get 8 Mothman, 20 Hoop Snake, 5 Bat Squatch. Okay. So again, this is just what Shaw requested from Andy. And this, we talked about this months ago on the channel, but I guess this will be some of what I expect to see on that inventory list if you bought Metazoo. There should be another page here, another spreadsheet. Just give me a second, let me see. Okay, here's this. Interesting stuff. Flatwoods Monster Topps Chrome set in PSA cases. I guess the whole rainbow of Flatwoods Monster. Gold Passion promo card. Official Metazoo artist sketch cards. eBay collaboration. Individually numbered holographic tamper evidence stickers. Generic brand gold foil stickers. Metazoo Kickstarter envelope. All right, well, so let's see what these are here. Individual promo cards. Should be able to scroll over here. Oh, so just Kickstarter. Oh, there's something interesting there. Okay, so here's some interesting stuff. There's a red binder with a nearly complete Metazoo sample set. Oh, missing Mothman. 1 sketch card. But towards the bottom there, 50 uncut Metazoo sheets. 130 uncut Metazoo sheets. I wonder, though, if those are just from in a large TV box. I wonder if those are just from the Kickstarter. And then, what's this? Specific size bag. So that's kind of a rough idea of some of the stuff I expect to see on that inventory list. Because like I said, I want to know for sure, 100%. No, this is the old inventory. Like I already had this This is what um, this is what Andy sent over to Shaw, according to Mike. But kind of my point with that is I want to see from the trustee, I want to see all that stuff on the list. So if you do buy Metazoo and you show up to get your stuff from Golden, that you have a list and say, okay, where's the sample cards? Where's the uncut sheets? You got to you need to have it in writing that you're going to get all that stuff when you show up. I don't know if it would expire. There's expire if you signed it. I don't know that it would, depending on what's in that NDA that you're actually signing it for. I would assume once everything's done, if I owned Metazoo and all the paperwork's done and everything's paid for, I don't know why I wouldn't be able to say, here's exactly what I bought. Here's all the inventory that I bought. This is exactly what I got. But I don't know. And then let me see. Let's do a recap of the list of what Golden they had. Let me see if I can pull that up here. If you guys remember when Golden said they were going to have the auction to pay off the lien. Damn, there are over 100 people in here. You're right. I believe that is this. Okay. Man, that's hard to read. 515 pallets and 19 boxes. So it doesn't yeah. It doesn't say what's in the 515 pallets. So this is what Golden said they had, and this is what you would get if they paid that $50,000. The audio's cutting out. My bad. I don't know why. 19. So it's kind of vague. They say 73 pallets. They just say they're skateboards. 14 pallets and 18 boxes of Metazoo apparel. 12 pallets and 102 boxes of Metazoo accessories. 133 boxes. That's a lot of promo cards of Metazoo promo cards. So yeah, it is very vague. 515 pallets is a shitload of stuff. That's a lot of stuff. You would really need a breakdown of what's in every single pallet. That's very vague to just say 515 pallets and all their description is just Metazoo trading cards. You would need a lot more than that. I think that would be the concern, balloon fight. It very well could be mostly just junk, mostly UFO pallets. You got to know. If the audio is cutting out, it's because I think it's probably because I'm recording or I'm streaming from a phone. And so when I talk on this side, that's where the microphone is. And I was leaning over to this side, even though you can't see me doing it. But I was leaning over to this side. That's my concern too, Joshua, is that those Grails were sold. Oh, nice. Seafood barbecue. I remember when this was like a $20 card. No tequila tonight. I do have a Jack and Coke here, though. I have no idea, bro. How much are you going to buy Metazoo for? It really just depends. We got to get that inventory list. Would a new team on Metazoo bother to fix the game part of the TCG? I have already that would be a focus. Yes, I've already talked to people that are willing to. See, I really do. I have talked to some really great potential partners, and one of them that I talked to was specifically interested in that element of it, the playability, the actual game, and they wanted to take over that aspect of it. So there are a lot of options that we could take with this if we did buy it. Eddie G Unit says sold or given to that scumbag whatnot streamer to keep his mouth shut about all the lies happening behind the scenes. Pokey Bums says I'm interested. Devin Stevenson, 26 pallets per semi-truck trailer. The logistics are massive. It would be a massive undertaking to move all that product. Damn, no tequila. I finally found a place here in Japan that has good... That's interesting. In Japan, that has good margaritas, so it's been a good day. No. Will you hire Mike if you buy Metazoo? No. He's not allowed to be involved. That's part of the process. He's not even allowed to be associated with it in the future. It's not even an option. So I can at least put our minds at ease about that. Would you support Mike if he started another TCG? I probably would not. I wouldn't say me and Mike are friends. We're just cordial. Would you make a Metazoo toilet paper? I feel like you could probably wipe with your bulk. I mean, the bulk kind of is. Shoot me a DM, Pokebone. I'm talking to any and everybody that has ideas for partnership. I'm open to any ideas, and I've heard some really, really interesting ideas. Metazoo TP all day. Katie, oh, partner with me. Keep it locally owned in Cincinnati. You're from Cincinnati. All right, Katie, send me a DM too. Katie and Pokebums both. I'm, like I said, I'm interested in any and all ideas. Like the more people that I've talked to, the more that it seems like this could happen, because there was like one person that messaged me about partnering up said they would handle all the logistics for like a partial stake in the company. And they said they had a warehouse, they would get it all shipped. But I don't know if I would want, there's just so much to consider. I would want to, I don't know. There's just so many options. Oh yeah, DJ, I do. I appreciate that. I do have it in the other room, the Magic Mothmans. Starlight Bloom. I appreciate you, bro. Very cool looking cards. Vagrant says Metazoo isn't much of an IP. Unfortunately, it lost the incredibly small fan base it had. I agree with that. And that's why I've said repeatedly in my videos talking about potentially buying it, my immediate interest would first be in the existing product, and then try to find a partnership, raise some money, get to no debt, and then think about what to do with the IP. And one thing that I think is important to understand is if they did accept my offer, that means they didn't get any higher offers. They didn't get any better offers. So yeah, I've seen people say, we want a company to pick this up, and they would actually do something with the IP. If there's like a big brand that came in and picked it up, they would have more potential to do something with the IP. The idea is, if I did buy it, that means no companies came in and made a better offer. So it does seem like it could be unrealistic that I would get it, but I would only get it if they didn't get a better offer. So if I got it, that would mean that's the best chance they've got. which might be kind of scary. I don't know, man. Let's say you bought it, would you change the card backs or redesign the cards? I don't think I don't think if I came in and bought it, the first thing I would do was like a massive overhaul of the cards. I think that would be something, if I did, it'd be down the line, and I don't know that I would even be interested in doing that. Oh, absolutely. And then, like, another idea that somebody pitched to me is, and I kind of like this idea because they kind of said, look, we would be interested in buying it. And they basically said, you wouldn't have to buy it. You wouldn't have to take on the responsibility of moving around all the product, shipping it, fulfilling orders, figuring out what to do with the IP. They're like, we would do that, but we don't want to be the face of it. We would just want you, we would hire you essentially to be involved as like the face and to stream it and talk about it, which I understand because Metazoo has such a bad reputation. I don't think anybody wants to take the risk of being the face of it. But I kind of already just constantly make Metazoo videos anyway, so it wouldn't be much different from what I already do. Like, I understand that nobody wants to come in and be the next Mike Waddell. Like, no one from these companies that wants to buy it wants to be the next guy that fucks it up and gets crucified by the Metazoo community, which makes sense. So there's a couple people that I talked to that said, you know, we own this company, we're interested in buying it, and we would want you to just, we would like hire you and you'd be the face of it. 'Mean, it sounds like it would be a good deal, but realistically, if you think about it, let's say I didn't have any ownership, so a new company comes in and buys it, and they hire me to be the face of it. If they come in and fuck everything up again, then I'm the one that's I'm gonna look worse than they do because I'm the one promoting it. So that would be the risk. At least if I came in and bought it myself, I would at least be calling some of the shots. So if I did fuck it up, I would be responsible. I wouldn't want to be responsible for someone else fucking it up, I guess is what I'm saying. 100 Umu videos on you daily if that happens. See, I'm used to that though. I've got my other YouTube channel, so I'm very used to that type of thing. That type of stuff doesn't bother me. You're gonna get criticized no matter what you do. I do have a bone to pick with you, Cryptid Keeper. Someone said that you made a comment that I should start an OnlyFans. What's that about? I'm just fucking with you, bro. No crazy updates. Metazoo needs a new clean face, and you already have it. Also, you already have. I hate reading in all caps. I appreciate that though, bro. 50-50 chance then. Don't partner with Umu though. That guy has no interest. Yeah, I have seen all the backlash about people don't like Umu. I get it. I will say this about Umu. He is a legitimate lawyer, whether you want to believe him or not. I had a lot of really good conversation with Umu where he gave me some really good advice. So the only reason I ever even considered partnering with Umu is because we will have to hire a full-time in-house lawyer for this, at least immediate future, for this whole process. Umu would have been a free lawyer. And that was my interest because he did give me a lot of really good advice about the legal side of this. And that would have been the benefit. He would have been essentially a free lawyer. Whether and I said this as well. He told me that all he's interested in, he wasn't he didn't want any creative control. He didn't want any ownership. He didn't want to be the face of it. All he wanted in exchange, he would pay half of the initial investment, he said, but all he wanted was the Hello Kitty product, whatever existed of the Hello Kitty product, and whatever existed of Alpha Investments promos. He said he'd be willing to front half the money just for that. He didn't want to call any shots. He didn't want to be creative control. He didn't want to be the face of it. He just wanted that product, and he would be legal counsel. He wanted to do it basically as a meme. Do I think I'm going to buy it or not? I would like to, yeah. But we'll have to see what comes out when I sign this NDA. What exactly are we getting for the purchase? The audio is still cutting off? I wonder why. Literally 90% of his videos are rude clickbait. Look, I have seen some of his videos for sure. He is abrasive. He's an interesting character for sure. But I'll be honest, out of the videos that I watched where he was like super critical of Metazoo, maybe even obsessively critical, even the most critical videos that I watched, he didn't say any lies. I mean, he was like, yeah, it comes across abrasive and it comes across really negative, but he didn't say shit to me or say shit in the videos that I watched that wasn't true. He had some good points. There are a lot of negative things to say about Metazoo. So if you got a negative channel and you want to make a bunch of negative videos, Metazoo's a good target for you. Oh, okay, good, Jake. But yeah, Umu is out. I'm not partnering with Umu. I'm just saying I don't have anything. I don't have anything negative to say about the guy. And like I said earlier, some of the companies that I've talked to that are interested in either buying the company and hiring me or partnering with me or whatever, like they're legit companies that could actually do something with the IP. And I think that would be another opportunity that I'd like to explore. Nikki Saint Zap. Some days he owns a store, some days he doesn't. It's hard to follow. I think the thing with Umu is confusing in his timeliness. Oh, I'm just fucking with you, Cryptid Keeper. I saw that comment. Someone sent me that, and I was like, "What the fuck?" But I laughed at it. I didn't take any offense to it. But I just thought it was random as hell. I was like, OnlyFans. Are my titties that big? Am I getting that fat? I could start an OnlyFans. I was like, what the fuck, dude? I think a renewed Metazoo could do just fine. You really have to sell and communicate the new management part. What's up, Pokeboss? Long time no see, dude. Good to see you back. NSP body pillow market confirmed. My concern really isn't the money. It's the risk. It's just I don't know. I don't know how much risk I want to take on this. I've got the money to do it. I just don't know if I want to risk that money. Like, let's say I have $100,000 and my offer is $100,000. Yeah, I could do that, but am I okay with just completely burning that $100,000 and then having the headache of a warehouse, a bunch of product to store, a bunch of product that I can't sell, and then the time that's going to come with that? So maybe some of these companies that I talk to that want to do this partnership thing with me, maybe that's the better route to take. They can take all the financial risk. They can deal with storing the product. My big thing behind this was I think that a lot of the value for me in the physical product would be that I think this channel would be that would be how I market the new Metazoo, right? If I bought Metazoo, this would be where I market it. This would be how I sell the new Metazoo. So if I had an endless stream of a warehouse of product that just constantly would feed this machine, I could do streams every night because I've got just endless product. And that would be why I'm so interested in the physical product is, yeah, maybe I would make my investment back selling Grails or whatever, but I would have an endless stream of shit to open and just talk about, updates. And I think that's the biggest thing. I think that's the biggest thing that I would fix if I did buy Metazoo. Was like one of the biggest complaints that people had with the old Metazoo was lack of communication, lack of updates, and even kind of rude responses to people asking questions. I would like make a point to constantly update you on what's going on. Where is your pre-order? Like I would make it. That's the whole point of this channel. It would be just nothing but updates. It would be the opposite kind of the old Metazoo. It would be an endless stream of updates. Just buy it and drop ship booster boxes. What's up? What's up, Alien? You should do 30 minimum a box if you get them. And when the company has new product to tease, you could be the first channel to see live openings. So don't be a shady POS. Lack of identity too is just yeah, that's another good point. They did the Hello Kitty thing, but then right before it, you had Seance with some of the darkest themed cards. I personally like the more elementary, kiddish, as you guys would say, art style. I like that art style. I think I would stick with that. Don't forget the delayed shipping on orders. What's up, Frostbite? I can't believe but like I said in my video, I think I would put off selling sealed product as long as possible because I think your goal would be to not crash the secondary market even further, right? So if I bought Metazoo, I don't want to just dump booster boxes because booster box prices are already embarrassingly low. You can already get $15 to $20 booster boxes of most of the sets. Maybe like Native, Hello Kitty, and Cryptid Nation first edition are the exceptions. But like the secondary market is already totally destroyed. So I wouldn't want to just have pallets dumping onto the secondary market. I want to sell the Grails to raise the money back. And I would try to wait or just slowly leak out the booster boxes. Oh, you saw that, Lyle? My girl showed me all the pics of. Wait, your girl showed you pictures of me. Did I post it on Instagram? Do you not have Instagram or something? I was about to say, how does your girl have pictures of me as a 10-year-old with Pokemon merchandise? I know what you're talking about. Let me see. I'm sure I posted that on Instagram. Katie, where in Cincinnati are you based? Were you serious about partnering up, or you're just trolling because you're from Cincinnati? Let's see. Sorry for the dead air. I'm finding that post. Oh wait, I haven't even posted that on my Pokemon page. It might be on my other page. Here's two old ones though. There's me with a Charizard, and that same Charizard is up there, graded. Pokemon toys. Where the fuck is... I know exactly what picture you're talking about though, Lyle. I'm starting to get convinced that 10 Curls is Mike constantly asking if you think Mike is a cool guy. Let's see. Native took forever for me to get the booster boxes, at least from my experience. I wouldn't mind having Metazoo and Metazoo After Dark. Dropping by to skull bash that like button. My dude, I appreciate you. Little Cubone. Why would they store the Grails on pallets? They're not. That's why I want to see the inventory list. First more kid-friendly, later teen adult focused. I don't watch your fitness content, but that world seems dope. Roman, what the fuck? What are you on, bro? You're so daddy, Nick. Have you considered building a warehouse on your property? I have, actually. Oh, really? You're a web developer. See, I'm not very smart when it comes to... when people talk about Cincinnati, they always say north side or west side. I'm very geographically challenged. I live in the Coleraine area. Would that be the north side? People always say that to me though. North side, west side, east side. I'm like, just tell me the town you live in. But I'm also very inept with web developing, so that would be something I would need. Jake says, I don't think there's a ton of Grails outside of a few Genesis promos and some original art. Well, I mean, think about it, man. That list that I showed you guys earlier, they said there's about 500 more original art pieces in just the amount that Andy sent over to Shaw. So, I mean, honestly, even with the current state of Metazoo, even after seeing some of the low prices of the artwork that sold on Bailey's stream, let's say I bought Metazoo and it was $100,000. Let's just stick with that number for all these conversations. 500 original art pieces. What do you honestly think that original Cryptid Nation Mothman artwork, the original version, What do you think that would sell for? I think it would go for over 10 grand. Gem Mint, maybe we should talk some more. I know we messaged very briefly, but maybe we should talk some more because I looked into warehouse space here near me, and I found a place that would fit the majority of the pallets based on a standard pallet size in like a business park area near me, and it was about $2,500 a month. But I live in Ohio, so I feel like this is one of the cheapest places to find warehouse space. Certainly cheaper than California. Eddie brings up another good point that I'm also concerned about. He says not a lot, to be honest, because the scammer Mike has multiple copies of everything at his parents' house. Well, I would say when we're talking about the original artwork, that's different because I really do believe that there is only one Kelsey Giacchino very first ever Mothman Cryptid Nation artwork. There's only going to be one. Mike can't print those on his home printer. Kelsey made one. But my concern is the sample cards, the prototype Mothman cards that Mike made on his home printer. God knows how many are actually out there. Mike could have 100 of them. He could have 1,000 of every sample card that he did. I mean, we don't know. That's what I thought. I thought Coleraine was considered the north side. Interesting. We're very close then. I live. Well, I don't talk too much about it. Hateful Demise. How far, Katie? How far are you from Rumpke Dump? Also, there's a lot of affordable mixed use where, yeah, that's kind of the place that I was looking at. It's not necessarily a warehouse. It's like a mixed use, very big space. That's another Kevin. That's another good point, and that's another thing that I was going to give Umu credit for. I was watching one of Umu's recent videos, and he made a very good point. If if you look at the creditor list, they owe the printers money. So I feel like if those printers never get paid back, which they probably won't, then whatever contract they signed with Metazoo, whatever agreement they had, would be nullified. And they have all the files to just print endless Metazoo cards. So let's say someone bought this and they got all these Metazoo booster boxes. What if you tried to sell them for, I don't know why it keeps cutting out, but there would be nothing stopping them in theory. But that's why, again, that's why my interest is with this inventory sheet. My interest is in the grails, the original artwork, the prototypes, the samples. I want to know exactly what grails you would get. The hardest things to replicate is what I'm interested in. The printers can't print more original art. But yeah, Katie, I'm less than 10 minutes from Rumpke Dump. I'm hoping that I find out tomorrow, Rusharam. I can't believe we got 117 people watching. Well, I've spent over almost an hour and a half just opening a $20 box of Wilderness. But I like it, though. I think this is a good conversation. And I feel like every time I stream and I talk about this potentially purchasing Metazoo thing, I feel like so many good ideas come out of the chat. So I feel like it's valuable in that sense. Yeah, that's the other thing that we don't know is Eddie says, by the way, if Legacy is already completed, I guarantee the first cards to be printed were secret rares and sent right to Mike. Exactly. But that's the other thing that we don't know is with Legacy and War, these two sets that supposedly I heard that War was completely finished as far as all the artwork, all the cards, but it was just never printed. But for all we know, it could have been. But I heard that Legacy was not only finished, but printed and never paid for. So, yes, you've got the concern of could the printers just endlessly print whatever they want? Like they could just remake Cryptid Nation First Edition and sell it for $10. But also, does the printer have like thousands of boxes of Legacy spell books? Does the printer possibly have War finished? That would be something that I would not get in the purchase. I would get whatever inventory they have stored. But if the printer printed the new sets already and the printer doesn't get paid, the printer would just sell that shit and I wouldn't be able, I would not get that. So that would be another thing that would fuck me. Sweet, Katie. I appreciate that. Cool. I feel like there's always a lot of people from Ohio in this chat, but it's cool that you're so close. Jake says, how long are the printers going to sit on these boxes? I'm sure they've had a contract in place where they could legally dump and destroy the shit if they don't get their money in time. I do have a contact with the printers, and they're basically just waiting to see how this is resolved. I think they do have to wait for this bankruptcy process to finish because, we don't know what's going to happen yet, right? I mean, yeah, we're talking about maybe you could get it for $100,000. Maybe just some random fan of Metazoo could buy it for $100,000. That's possible. But for all we know, some company comes in and pays off all the debt. We don't know what's going to happen. You could have a massive company like Bandai come in and just pay off everything. So, for all we know, the printers could get paid back, although I think it's likely that most people that are owed money will not get paid back, but we don't know that for sure. I did not buy any CryptoZoo. Katie, if you don't mind me asking, where did you go to high school? I went to high school pretty close to here, but I'm curious where you went. What's up, Hosbar? I think, yeah, this is the last pack of this box, and we'll do the native box next. Damn, I gotta refill this. Oh, reverse Joe. I think I agree with you, Fun. That's my concern too. The rails might be gone. All right, give me 60 seconds. I'm going to refill my drink. I'm going to pee, and then we're going to get into the native box. I'll be back. All righty. What did I miss? Nick dropping a meta poo. Ooh, the Price Hill area. That's a rough one. Let me scroll up and make sure I didn't miss anything. I'm down with that for sure, bro. I would like to have everything printed in the US. And then you would also kind of avoid the risk of these like with first edition you had those shipping containers get damaged. Like you would kind of avoid that. I went to Princeton High School, Katie, if you know where that's at. I grew up in Springdale. I did find when I was refilling my drink, I did find a Nightfall release event box just chilling. So we'll crack that. American printing companies won't even talk to you unless you're spending like $100,000. I know why they went to buy Yaya at the start. I think this is really the best way to go forward. I really think that the first set that I would do with Metazoo, and again, that would be something to worry about with the printers. If they have Legacy or War printed, that would really fuck me. But when we see what all they've got, if they had Legacy and War mostly done, and maybe, for all we know, maybe in the inventory, maybe there are pallets at Golden of Legacy. I mean, we don't know that they didn't get it from the print. We don't even know for sure that it was printed, but maybe they do have it just sitting there. But I think the first set would be a combination. I would want to combine everything unfinished into the first set. I would want to do 10,000 boxes or less, and I would lower the MSRP to $99.99. That would be the first move. CM says, great stream, Nick. I'm in Columbus. Oh, cool. If you're over for the Arnold, I'll bring some Zudo. Nice, bro. Yeah, if you go to the Arnold, hit me up, dude. I always stay in the Hilton that's attached to the convention center. I stay there every year. That's a good question, Katie, and the answer is 1,000% yes. Katie asks, have any previous Metazoo artists ever said if they do card art again in the future? I will say that after I made the video just saying that I was interested in buying Metazoo, 4 of the artists, really the bigger ones, reached out to me and said, we just want to let you know we would come back and we want to come back. We really enjoyed our time at Metazoo. Our problems with the owners, we weren't paid, whatever, but they really liked the idea of what they were doing. They liked the cryptids. They had fun doing the artwork. They liked the brand. They liked the idea. And 4 of them reached out to me and said, just so you know, we would 1,000%. Again, sorry for the dead air. I'm just checking a message here. All right, back to it. Yes and no, because you can go as a new owner, offer something. And I won't say the artist names, but I was like refreshingly surprised that one of the artists in particular that reached out to me, I had heard was one of the artists that is owed the most money and was not compensated for a lot of work that was sold. And they specifically were very interested in coming back. They just felt, they'd gotten fucked, and they did. But they expressed to me like they loved what they were doing. They loved the work that they were doing for Metazoo. They just were not treated fairly, they felt, which I agree. But I thought that was a good sign because it was one of the people that I heard was fucked the most and was owed the most amount of money. Menace says Victor Larson with Nom Nom has American printers. So many Metazoo artists are with Nom Nom and Chronicles of Arcane. Maybe those two companies combine power to continue Metazoo. I don't think that'll happen. I am excited though to get my my 6 Nom Nom boxes that I got from the Kickstarter. That is the conversation that I had, Kevin. That's how I have this contact at the printer. Is that was basically the conversation that I was trying to start was if Metazoo's not gonna. That was the conversation. What have you printed, and are you sitting on Metazoo product? The answer was yes. They did print Metazoo that they are sitting on, that they were not paid for, but they couldn't. They said they couldn't tell me what was printed or how much, and they couldn't sell it yet. But if they were not paid, they would be interested in it. So that is an option that's on the table. But again, I mean, it's just so many headaches. Like if I bought Metazoo, paid X amount of money to buy Metazoo, I'd have to get a warehouse. I'd have to get all that stuff shipped to the warehouse. I'd probably have to hire somebody to ship and fulfill orders. And then if I was worried about the printers undercutting me and selling what they had already printed, I'd have to buy the ship from them. So it would be a lot. Aiden says, if you were to buy Metazoo, do you have any changes that you would make to the overall design of the cards, like their layout? Not in the immediate future. There's nothing that really jumps out to me that I don't like about the layout. And I think that making radical changes immediately would be something that I would like to avoid. All right, on to native. Racy says graphic design is my passion. Some of the I do agree with that. That is a good point. Some of the card text is too small. I agree with that. CM, that's definitely on the table. And like I said earlier about different companies reaching out to me about partnering up and like working together. Card.io that made Crypted Clash is one of those companies. I can say that. So that would definitely, if I did partner up with them to whatever extent, I think that would certainly happen. Metazoo says, sorry, I just shook that really bad. He says, all I know is if Nick owns Metazoo, there will be many future sets with tops. God willing. I love the top sets. All that I can really promise you guys is that if I bought it, I would be buying it for the love of the game. And I think you guys know that. So I'd be buying it with like the best of intentions for you guys. And that's all I can really promise. Because another thing to think about here is there's a very good possibility. Like when people are talking about when people say hopefully a big company comes in and buys it, like a Bandai or one of these bigger, like massive corporations. One of the things that you have to worry about with that is a lot of what that is they just want to add this IP to their portfolio, and they might sit on it for 5, 10, 15 years and just to have it added to their portfolio. You might not see anything happen with it, and they might take it a completely different direction. They might not do anything with it. They might just buy it as an acquisition to have as an option. Like, so if a big company came in like that and did buy it, $100,000 to Bandai is nothing. $200,000 to Bandai is nothing. They could just buy it as a portfolio edition and just do nothing with it. And they probably don't even care if they do something with it or not. It's just an option that they have now. Whereas with if somebody from the community bought it, whether it was me or somebody else, at least you would know the goal would be we want to continue Metazoo. That's the goal. Very true. Link says, remember, Nick, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. But the other thing that I would say is this. I would be buying this. Yeah, like, of course, yes, the goal would be to have a successful company. The goal would be for Metazoo to be profitable and making money, yes. But I don't need Metazoo to make money. I have a whole other business where I do really well. So my main immediate goal would be just to break even. I'm not money hungry. I don't need money. I don't need to just grab as much cash as possible. I don't need to do that. My goal would be just to continue Metazoo. And yes, of course, like I said, I would want it to be profitable. I would want it to be successful. I would want it to be a real business, but I wouldn't be making money grab decisions. Because honestly, I do feel like that's where I really feel like that's where a lot of this went wrong. I think they started seeing green and they made a lot of decisions that were like the quick cash decisions. They did, I feel like a lot of these partnerships, when you look at some of these print runs, like a lot of these decisions were like, we gotta strike while the iron is hot. We gotta try to meet this demand, exceed this demand, and just like cash in as much as we can and just constantly collabs, new product, increase the print run, just constantly more while the demand was high. My goal would just be to continue Metazoo, not to like maximize how much money can I grab from people as fast as possible. That wouldn't be the goal. The goal is just to continue it and make it a viable business. As far as that, Aiden, I don't know. Aiden says, would you go the more family friendly route or have more adult themed content? I like, I'm not like I like the more family friendly route. And to be honest with you guys, part of the reason that I am interested in buying it is not only because I want to be involved, but I kind of have the feeling that either no one is really interested, or maybe the interest is so low that someone gets it that doesn't care about it at all for like nothing. Or a company, like I said earlier, maybe a company comes in and gets it and just sits on it and doesn't do anything with it because they don't really care. They're not passionate about it. There's no like immediate concern for them to continue the cards or the brand or whatever. They just have an addition to their portfolio. But I really kind of feel like maybe the brand has been so damaged, like the reputation is so bad that maybe nobody wants to touch this thing. So kind of maybe anybody could get it. I like maybe it goes for so cheap that most anybody, obviously not anybody, can afford, tens of thousands of dollars, but maybe it goes for so cheap that just kind of anybody could get it. And I think you would want somebody that actually cares about it if it goes that cheap. You'd want someone that really is passionate about it and wants to see it succeed and continue versus maybe someone just buys it and doesn't really care. Because I kind of feel like the brand is so tainted that could be the situation. Maybe nobody even wants this thing. Maybe I'm the only one that wants this thing. I got And right now they're saying in their emails from the trustee, they're saying they're not going to accept offers. They only want offers above $100,000. But let's say that doesn't happen. Let's say they get no offers for $100,000, which I think is possible. Maybe nobody is interested in spending 100 grand on such a tainted brand. If we saw that price go lower, if we saw it go to 50, 30, 20, that would get to the point where maybe just anybody buys this just to say fuck it and buy it. And I think if it gets to that point, you would want someone that actually cares to buy it. So that's kind of my thinking. I think if I get it for the right price, and I think if it goes for a price that I could afford, that means maybe it is kind of at that point where it's tainted and maybe nobody wants to touch it. And I feel like that would be the scenario where it would be best if I did it. But maybe like I said, also maybe I'm wrong, and maybe a company does want to pay $1 million plus for this thing, which I would be fully supportive of. But my whole thing is, if it's tainted, nobody wants to touch it, and we see like a really, really low value, which I think is more likely. I think that's the scenario where someone like me should buy it. But if it does come down to a company who wants to throw millions of dollars at it or hundreds of thousands of dollars at it, maybe that's better. But I kind of feel like that's not going to happen. And that's kind of the scenario that I'm talking about here when we say, if I bought it. Would you spend 100K on 50%? That depends. If I had a partner that was spending the other $100,000, and that partner was willing to take care of the $50,000, $60,000 or whatever that's owed to Golden, if that partner was willing to take care of the warehouse, if that partner was willing to take care of the logistics, then yes. But if it was 50-50 everything, and I had to start with $100,000 just to buy Metazoo, then no. But if I had the right partner and they said, we'll take care of everything else if you give us 100 grand for 50%, then yeah. Rudy says, I feel like Metazoo had no player base, and if there are no players, the game will die. I agree with that. And like I said earlier, that's why I talked to some partners that were very interested in the actual game side of things. And like I said, I never played Metazoo. So that would be something that I have no experience with. So if I had a partner, that would be a very valuable partner to me, as someone that is really interested in the gameplay and really interested in the player base. And those are people that I've talked to that are interested in partnering up. And that would be like the ideal situation. I'm just like I'm like a fan, a collector. I love cryptids. I love the whole theme of Metazoo, but I'm not a player. So I would want to partner with people that are not like me. I wouldn't want to partner with another collector that's like, oh, I want half the inventory. I wouldn't want to do something like that. I would want a partner that's like, oh, I see potential for the IP, or oh, I see potential for how I could help grow the player base or make the game better. That would be what I would be looking at. I think really three owners would be ideal. You'd have me kind of as the face, doing like openings, giving updates, talking about Metazoo, and being like the collector, the fan, the guy that just likes it. Then you would probably want someone that is specifically focused on IP, maybe an expert in IP. Then you'd want another partner that is focused on the game itself and play testing and maybe the online client, the Crypted Clash stuff. I think that would be like the trifecta that you would really need. I JH, I think Argo's no interest. I agree with what you said, Lawcow. People were playing for the high payout in events. It's a casual game. It needs to be promoted like that with game stores. The people that I know that I'm friends with that did play the game, they said compared, like I said, I've never played it. I don't know. I've never played any of these card games, but they said compared to other games like Yu-Gi-Oh or Magic, they did say they thought the game was dog shit and they were playing for the money. I will say that. What happened with the online game? They weren't paid. That's what happened with it. I honestly think there was a lot of potential with Cryptid Clash, and that was another thing that Metazoo fucked up. I think I can say this now because we're kind of past this point. But there was before Metazoo went into bankruptcy, there was an option on the table for either Cryptid Clash to come in and buy the whole thing, and well, maybe not buy the whole thing, but Cryptid Clash was essentially going to Card.io and Cryptid Clash was essentially going to take over Metazoo because they were basically their biggest creditor. They owed them a shitload of money. And prior to the bankruptcy, there was kind of this option on the table. And I guess I can talk about it now because we're past this point, but they were going to basically take over Metazoo and print physical Cryptid Clash cards as they appear on the online client. And they would come out with Cryptid Clash sets until they were paid back what they were owed, and then continue to develop the online client and have it like interactive with the physical sets. But that never happened. And of course, we heard rumors of there was going to be code cards in upcoming sets that would be applicable to Cryptid Clash. And that was going to be kind of the idea is they would have like a Cryptid Clash physical set and it would have code cards or whatever that you can actually transfer to the online game. And that was like this option that was on the table to try to pay them back what they were owed would be to basically let them take over Metazoo and print Cryptid Clash sets that were interactive with the online game. But I think we're way past that point now. I thought it was a good idea. I thought it was a good idea too, smoking them grits. But I will say, Jake, it's busted not because of Card.io and not because of Cryptid Clash itself. It's busted because Metazoo didn't pay them, so they didn't continue to work on it and improve it. I think had they actually paid them and had they kept that thing going and kept developing it, it would have been good. But it's busted because they weren't paid. Chad, I enjoyed my time at Metazoo. I actually sent Nick an email. Not sure. Oh, you want me to look at it now? Did you tell me which email address you sent it to? Katie says, true. To be honest, it would be really tough to get LGO support if it came back. I'll take some creative strategy to get my local stores back on board. Chad, I'm not seeing an email. I wonder why people are getting audio glitches. Some people said they were, some people said they weren't. I apologize if you are. The client was so much different than normal gameplay. It was a different game. Metazoo Menace says, one way or another, Metazoo will be back, and we're in the middle of history being written. I hope so. I hope that's true. Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Jake. Jake makes great videos. I agree with what JH said. He says, Jake, please make another video. Make sure you address Rudy and Flesh and Blood. I love hearing your rant. Jake really does good. What I really like about Jake is I edit my videos to where it's not like all one shot. Jake does these really good, just sitting in his car, like one take rants. They're really good. When I sit here at my desk, I chop it up, I edit it, I cut out parts that I don't like. Jake does really good one-shot rants, and I really like his videos, so shout out to him. Pokemon channel email. Let me see. I just checked and I don't see it. Audio is in and out all night. How's the audio sound right now? In and out all night. About to give you an aneurysm. Stream is really laggy. Hold on, let me. Typically, email is a good contact method. Chat. Let me check my spam. Yeah, I don't see you in there. Nick Strength and Pokemon at gmail.com. Lawcal says audio is fine. What's up, Pee-wees? I thought I came in during a pee break. No, I was looking for Chad's email. Okay, I won't read it on stream. I was just making sure that I got it if you sent it. What's your Instagram? I'll send you a message on Instagram so I make sure that I can see it when you respond. Is it also Chad Tronic on Instagram? But yeah, like I said before, anybody that is interested or has ideas or suggestions as far as a partnership or whatever, I will definitely read and respond to any ideas that you guys have because, like I said, so many people have offered some really good suggestions. All right, hold on. I got you, bro. I just checked my spam and my junk folder on the Nick Strength and Pokemon. I don't see your email, so I'm gonna follow you from my main account. Okay, bro, I see you. 30K. 30K on IG. My man. I'm sending you a message right now. Oh, shit. You got to follow me back. It's one of them. You can't message this account unless they follow you. That's you, right? Go follow Chad. My man's got a nice 30K on there. Metazoo Menace says, I can't imagine doing a one-take video. I babble so much in my original edits, I even get bored and have to edit an hour video down to 20 minutes. Jake and Menace, they might be the last two guys left, but those are the two guys that I watch the most Metazoo content of. I love Metazoo Menace's market recaps of the eBay listings. I love this card. And Jake's rants are fucking fantastic. Yeah, dude, I just watched Charlie's video about Boogie's crypto scam. Yeah, I am in the loop on that. See, like this stream tonight is exactly what makes me want to buy Metazoo. I'm opening just like random cheap booster boxes. I took almost an hour and a half to open a $20 box of Wilderness, and we had over 100 and I think it hit 130 people still like watching and chatting on just a random box of Wilderness. Like I feel like the hardcore fan base is still there. It's just that Metazoo needs a better direction, a better management, and they need someone that's not going to be rude to the people that love the product. I'm also see, I'm kind of in the loop. Like I don't watch Twitch or any of the streaming stuff, but I am in the loop. I saw the Doctor Disrespect. He was like sexting a minor, right? And that was the reason he got banned, and now he's like in a big legal thing. But yeah, if you guys have not followed Metazoo Menace and Jake G, check them out. Jake has epic rants, and Metazoo Menace does really interesting eBay sales of the week recaps. And I'm such a fiend for Metazoo. Like I love Metazoo. I love everything about it. And that's why I make so many Metazoo videos. But I want to watch Metazoo content. And this and Menace and Jake are the guys that I watch. Menace especially. Metazoo Menace puts out a lot of videos, and that's what I like about him. Jake, you need to start putting out more shit. They're right. You do go on like a 3 or 4 week like hiatus, and you'll come back with a banger. Then another 3 or 4 weeks will go by. Then another banger of a rant. I'm gonna watch that. I swear to God, Menace, I'm gonna watch that right after this stream. Menace says he posted a video during the stream showcasing Metazoo's grails from community flex pools on Oasis Discord. And I'm gonna be honest, like when I was watching your video last night. I had so many listings on eBay that were ending. I wasn't even looking at what they were selling for because I don't really look at it until I ship them out. And I was watching a couple of Menace's videos. I watched the market recap. Then I watched his video on some of my listings about like the crazy prices that like Metazoo PSA 9s were selling for. He's like looking at the bidders and like talking about shill bidding and whatever. I didn't even look at what they sold for until tonight. So I saw his video first about my listings that were already happening. I wasn't even paying attention to him. And then I saw his video, and that's how I learned that it was a PSA 9 like Topps Chrome Mothman that sold for like a crazy amount. I didn't even look at what it sold for on my own eBay account. And I was watching this video. I was like, damn, it sold for that? That's how fast he is with this shit. I was looking at his video. I was like, "What? Wait, what?" I was like, "I didn't even know it sold for that." And Metazoo Menace is actually you're what got me looking at when you do these market recaps. You talk a lot about Probstein auctions, and you're what got me following their auctions. So now I watch every week and see what they're selling. And they do have, there are some crazy sales on Probstein, but Metazoo Menace is what turned me on to that eBay account. I've been watching their auctions. A Raven Mucker. And so long, like these cards look so foreign to me. I mean, this is such a sick looking card. I mean, this is a great looking card. It's such a shame what happened with Metazoo. Native was a good set, man. I mean, this is a fucking cool card. If you buy Metazoo, please make an Erata for Cumberland Dragon. He needs a buff. Am I an idiot? Because I have no idea what the word Erata means. If you could please enlighten me. Am I a dumbass? An edit. All right, give me a second. I gotta pee again. I don't know why. Actually, I've been pretty good. We're 123 minutes in. I've only peed one time, right? You guys let me know if I get any good messages. I love you, Thomas. I have to pee every 30 minutes. It's genuinely a curse if you're not home. Yeah, native is a great set. I think it's super underrated. And I think it just kind of coincides with Metazoo was on a pretty steep decline by the time that native came out. And I feel like a lot of people had already left Metazoo. Like when Wilderness came out, Wilderness was like the first set to really steeply drop off in value. But when it came out, it was coming off the heels of Nightfall being like a smash hit. And people were like super stoked for Wilderness to come out. But the print run was so crazy high, the 100,000 print run, that they ruined it. But you had Cryptid Nation first edition, smash hit, Nightfall smash hit. When Wilderness came out, it was just like crazy hype. People loved it, but it was too much of it. And I feel like Native could have had that because people loved like a lot of the new characters in Native, like Snipe, um, Okanto Falls Dragon, Awful. There's just so many great new cards in Wilderness. And Native, I feel like, is the same thing, but it just came along at such a bad time. Can you make an Ohio Skibbity Mothman 1 of 1 card? I will definitely keep you guys posted, though. I hope that I do end up having whatever conversation with Mike Waddell he wanted to have. And maybe he does have a good idea. Like I said, some of these people in some of these companies that have reached out to me have had some really good ideas for a partnership where I could still be involved and maybe not be the complete owner. And maybe Mike has an idea too. I'm assuming his idea is something about that. Reshroom says, Nick, do you realize if you bring back Metazoo, you're going to be the Jesus Christ of Metazoo? Honestly, I only want, I want new Metazoo to open. Like, I want a new set from Metazoo so that I can open it. And I feel like that's one of my, driving factors with buying it is I want to bring I want to force that new set out so that I can open a new set. I mean, Treasure Hunt says, Nick, do you think that Mike trusted in the wrong people who took advantage of him? Possibly, yeah. I think Mike definitely had his shortcomings. There were definitely mistakes that Mike, he can't escape accountability from. He did things wrong for sure. He interacted with people the wrong way for sure. He talked down to people. He blocked people. There were a lot of things that he did wrong that he just can't escape from. But I do think at the end of the day, when Mike started Metazoo, and I've always said this, I never think for 1 second that when Mike conceived this idea, he conceived it to be a rug pull from the beginning. I don't think he conceived it to be a money grab from the beginning. I think the original Mike Waddell idea for Metazoo, he was very passionate about it. He loved cryptids. He thought this was a great idea, and I think it was. And somewhere along the way, it went super left. But I think Mike initially, he truly did have a good vision for this thing. And maybe he did partner with people, who knows what the fuck was Steve Aoki's role in all this? Everybody's afraid to talk about Steve because Steve is super litigious. He sues people. He's got a shitload of money. And realistically, I think he played a role in this, and we have no idea what that role was. But what was his role in the downfall of Metazoo? It wasn't just Mike. They owned almost the same percentage of Metazoo. So yes, Mike has inescapable accountability. He did things wrong for sure. He did things that led to the downfall of the company for sure. But he had a partner that owned as much as he did. What part of accountability does Steve Aoki have in all this? No one is talking about him. And I feel like there's a lot more to that story. Otherverse, what's up, man? I love this guy. Wisedoll says, I have faith in Metazoo. I have faith Metazoo will make a comeback. Still holding on to sealed stuff. If Nick buys Meta, the first thing comes out is Arby's. Ever since they were able to file for bankruptcy, I've had restored hope in Metazoo coming back. You guys got to remember, too, Mike is, for everything that Mike did wrong, he is the one that got it into bankruptcy, which is where it should be. What did Steve do? Can someone tell me, aside from Hero Quest, tell me one thing that Steve did for Metazoo? What did he do? Tell me one positive thing that was Steve Aoki's idea or Steve's contribution that helped Metazoo. What's up, Green Star? Sorry, I'm responding to a message. Um, Aoki probably had a crazy connection stream that Metazoo was after in the early days. That'd be my guess. I don't know. I don't even know what SNUM is. It comes down to funding, but usually the funder doesn't get 40% of the company and stops supporting it. I've said this before about, and you guys can draw your own collusions. Aoki started Hero Quest in the downfall, in the middle of the downfall of Metazoo. So he had Hero Quest prior to Metazoo, but it was like a collaborative thing where he was like merging the world of Hero Quest and Metazoo. Then suddenly he stopped doing that. And towards the very end of Metazoo, he made Hero Quest its own separate card game, its own separate IP, its own separate story, which looks and feels very similar to Metazoo while still owning half of Metazoo. You don't think that somebody that owns half of Metazoo that now has a competing interest in a new brand that they created that is very similar, directly competitive to Metazoo. I mean, HeroQuest and Metazoo, if they're separate IPs, they are like direct competitors. Even though I think I'm gonna be honest, I think HeroQuest is a shitty idea, but they are directly a conflict. You don't think that contributed to the downfall of Metazoo? A half owner starting a new brand that is like a direct competitor to Metazoo? I feel like there's a lot more to that story. I don't know. It's weird. Like I said, I don't want to deflect responsibility from Mike. I think Mike, like I said, he is accountable for a lot of this. But I do feel like I do feel like literally all of the blame is being placed on Mike when you have another owner that owned half the company that I feel like a lot of the blame could be attributed to. But like I said, Mike is responsible for a lot of it. He's accountable for a lot of it. But I think Steve should be too. And Steve is getting no flack. Steve is getting no blame whatsoever. Everybody's videos, it's about Mike Waddell. Mike Waddell. No one is saying Steve did this wrong. Fun Collectible says, I get that part, but Hero Quest is not on fault in all the bills that are owed. But do we know that to be true? I mean, how do we know that there wasn't something that Steve did or didn't do that caused some of these issues as far as being able to fulfill orders? And I mean, we don't know. We don't. Lol Cal says, I mean, if he wasn't really involved, then how could he have done anything wrong? I mean, if he had, I mean, what did he have? 0.5% less ownership than Mike. I think it was 45.5 for Mike and then just 45 for Steve, or 44.5 maybe. I mean, he had like significant voting power. I don't know. I mean, we just don't know. I do know that there were things vetoed. I mean, there were things that maybe Mike wanted that Steve vetoed and vice versa. That happened. I just feel like there's a lot. I feel like there's a lot more layers to this thing. Because when somebody else has that much ownership in your company, no matter what Mike wants to do, he doesn't have like free reign of this is my idea. I want to do this. When you have another owner that owns 45%, I mean, Steve's vote is the like it's the it's the biggest vote of any other owner. I don't think the Pawn Stars episode ever happened. Astral says there aren't board votes for every operational decision. It's definitely within the discretion of the shareholders to say, I'm a face. I'm in this for the equity. I trust you. Do whatever you want. But do we know that that was the arrangement? That's kind of my point. Is like we don't know. We don't know what Steve's involvement really was. Like, yeah, you could say that. Maybe it was Steve saying to Mike, "You're the face," or maybe it was him saying, "I'm the face. I'm in this for the equity," and saying to Mike, "I trust you. Do whatever you want." But we don't know that. For all we know, Steve could have said, "I want say on every creative decision," or who knows. And maybe we'll never find out. And I do believe that the guy that owned 5%, the Craig guy, was a Steve. Now I got to look back and see what the percentages were. But the guy that had, so there was Mike and Steve, and there was one guy that had like the third largest amount of percentage, and his name was Craig. And I believe my understanding is he was like one of Steve's people. So I think between Steve and Craig, they like they had more ownership than Mike. Craig was a VP for Sanrio, says Green Star World. Not sure what his connection to Aoki was. So when Mike was sending me a lot of the like group chat messages about moving inventory or whatever from Andy to Shaw, Craig was kind of like the middleman, and Craig was like speaking on behalf of Steve in the group chat messages. And that's all I really know about it. But he's like a Steve representative or something. I don't know. But in the group chat, the Craig guy was like saying Steve said this or Steve said to do that. It was weird. Here, I'll double check right now. So I showed you guys in my video the owner sheet where Craig was the third largest owner. So let me go to my screenshots here. Let's see, where's the group chat thread? Oh, never mind. I'm wrong. The name was Doug. It was close to Craig. All right. Green Star World is probably right. Close enough. Craig and Doug are close. The guy that was the who Green Star World says, "Who the fuck is Doug?" Yeah, I'm looking. I won't show them because Mike didn't want me to show the group chat screenshots. Actually, okay, so here's where I was getting confused. So when I showed you guys, this was like several months ago when we did these videos, but I was showing you guys these screenshots from a group chat that Mike showed me, and the group chat was called Metazoo Top Brass. So they were all talking about, Mike posting the letter, the end of Metazoo, all this stuff. So in the screenshots, it looks like it's so the Metazoo Top Brass group chat that was discussing Mike posting the letter about the closure, all that stuff that I talked about in a video a while ago. The members of that group were Andy, Craig, Doug, a guy named Matthew, Shaw, Steve Aoki, and Mike. So Craig was in that group chat of the Metazoo Top Brass, but Doug was the guy that I was thinking of. What's up, Shroud? Shroud is another guy that's potentially interested in some kind of partnership. And I'm opening this box way too slow. I'm talking too much. And holy shit, we still got 122 people in here right now. I guess I can show you this just to prove what I'm saying because it doesn't show their back to it. Yeah, it doesn't show their trust. 1, 1, 3, 4. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't show their numbers. Those are the members of the Metazoo Top Brass. And you're right. It does say Green Star World is right. Yeah, it does say Craig Sanrio. So he knows what he's talking about. Let me see. Is there anything else that I didn't show you guys in a video that I could show you now that Metazoo is bankrupt? Because I've got a fuckload of screenshots. And if you guys, damn, we got 126 in here now. If you guys missed it earlier, we went through the court case on the website. We looked at all the new updates, and then I showed you guys we went through the screenshots again of the inventory that Andy had sent over to Shaw, some of the grails that were listed on that inventory. Let me see here. Is there anything else that I haven't showed you guys that I could? Again, I'm sorry for the dead air. I'm just reading through these screenshots. Yeah, there's nothing really that I didn't share with you guys yet. I feel like this whole process is going to take a while to resolve. Pee Wee says, was there a deadline for the bankrupt? Oh, I'm not talking to you, Siri. Pee Wee says, was there a deadline for the bankruptcy purchase, or it goes until the trustee accepts an offer? I don't believe there's a deadline for the purchase, no. I think they're going to evaluate. Yeah, it kind of is like the trustee just accepts an offer. So they're probably going to evaluate the offers that they've gotten so far. And if they feel like none of them are close to enough for what they want, they'll probably just wait. There's no deadline listed of, we got to get some money by this date. There's nothing like that. All of the deadlines are mostly like, you've got to provide documentation by X amount of date. This bankruptcy process, it'll probably take over a year at least. Missed a few vids, but where did the pink Kuromi box show up? It was at Five Below, but I believe as of right now, you can still get one on eBay for 150 bucks, which is cheaper than you would be able to get one at Five Below. Because Five Below would be $5 a pack times 36, which would be about 180 bucks, right? If you wanted to buy the whole booster box. But there's someone selling the pink boxes on eBay right now for 150. Buy it now. But there were some people that were able to go to Five Below, and for the $5 per pack, they said just give us a sealed box, and that would be $180 at $5 a pack. I don't believe that number though. Yes, supposedly they claim 10,000 boxes. I just don't believe that number. Well, actually, to be clear, they never said 10,000 of the pink boxes. The only thing that we ever heard was that there were 10,000 total boxes of Kuromi's Cryptid Carnival. Mike didn't specify if they were pink, if they were TCG player boxes, if they were the regular Kuromi boxes that came out at release. All that we know is that they said there's 10,000 Kuromi's Cryptid Carnival booster boxes. They never said if it was going to be 10,000 of each, 10,000 total. They just said 10,000 Kuromi's Cryptid Carnival boxes. You know, Kevin, something I thought about is, what if it is more lucrative? There's a very high probability. Let's say hypothetically, let's say the printers did print War and Legacy. So let's say the printers are sitting on whatever supply of War and Legacy that they were never paid for. There's honestly a chance that those boxes that the printers have, let's say it's War, Legacy, and we know they've got some pink Kuromi boxes. I don't know how many. But there's a chance that that is more valuable, those boxes that the printers have, than buying Metazoo for $100 grand, buying all their 500 pallets of probably UFO in Wilderness, it might be more valuable or more lucrative to just buy what the printers have than to deal with the mess of the inventory that Metazoo has. It might even be a better decision to just go to the printer and buy that. Green Star World says mystery solved. Doug is Steve Aoki's manager and Matt is global president of music at. Okay. I think if the new owner comes and gives 30 to 40% for the product, they'll let it go. Oh, that's a reverse. I mean, let's just say hypothetically, I don't think this is true about war, but I have heard several different people say that the printers did already print Legacy. So let's just say hypothetically Legacy is done. If in addition to Legacy, what if they did print War? If the printers are sitting on Legacy and War, is it possible that those two sets are worth more than any back inventory that is stored at Golden? Let's say Grail's excluded. So the 500 pallets, the 70 pallets of skateboards, the promo cards, if there were booster boxes of War and the Legacy spell books just sitting at the printer, is that worth more than whatever booster boxes are sitting at Golden? I also don't think it's done, Metazoo Black Market. I'm just saying hypothetically. I honestly do have a feeling that Legacy might be. War, no. But I've heard from several people that Legacy has been printed. So Legacy, much more likely than War. But just imagine hypothetically they had Legacy and War at the printers. Is that worth more than whatever Golden has? People are saying yes. What I heard about War was that the entire set was finished. So all the artwork was done, all the card, like everything was done, just not printed. So the entire set was completed. All the artwork was done. All the cards were laid out. It was just never printed, is what I heard about War. But with Legacy, I heard it was finished and printed, but not paid for. Which would make sense because they took pre-orders for Legacy, but not War. So maybe they were taking pre-orders because they knew it was already being printed. So that does make sense. It does kind of add up. White Bison. But honestly, even if you hypothetically, let's say they have completely printed just Legacy. I've heard they had pink Kuromi boxes. Maybe they've got War. But let's just say the printers completely printed Legacy. And let's say if you bought the Legacy from the printers because Metazoo didn't pay them, let's say you did agree to buy the Legacy directly from the printers. If they signed a contract that said they won't print any Metazoo if you buy the legacy, so they won't reprint any sets because they've got all the files. They could theoretically print Metazoo into the ground because they were never paid, and I would assume that would nullify their contract. So let's say if you went to the printer and bought all the legacy and had them sign something that said, if you buy this, we're not going to print any more Metazoo, would that, just that alone, be more valuable than whatever's at Golden? Do you think people want the old sets that might be at Golden, 500 pallets of UFO, Wilderness, Seance, or the new sets at the printer, plus maybe a contract that says the printer will not print any new Metazoo? Because also, too, you would have to buy Metazoo, and now they're saying it's got to be at least $100,000 to buy Metazoo. It looks like it's about $60,000 of storage fees that are owed to Golden. So you're at $160,000 just immediately right there to get whatever Golden has as far as Metazoo inventory. Then you're going to have to pay for your own warehouse. You're going to have to pay to have all that product transported, and then pay to sell. Like, you're going to have to hire someone to sell it, versus what do you think the dollar amount is to go to the printer and say, if you do have legacy, what's your number? I bet it's less than 50,000. I bet it's less than 25,000. If the printer got burned, they got fucked, they didn't get paid anything, and they're just sitting on a bunch of junk product. Like, to them, it's junk. They didn't get paid for it, and they're sitting on it. 20 grand to pick up all the legacy? Maybe that's a better move. I'll tell you what, if I don't hear back tomorrow from either Mike Waddell about whatever phone call he wanted to have with me, or the trustee about the NDA or the inventory or whatever, if I don't hear back from either of them tomorrow, I'll contact the printer again and I'll follow up with all these questions. Like, what I want to know, what will it take now, because Metazoo is already in bankruptcy. So if they are sitting on product, what will it take to get that from them now, if they did print something that they haven't been paid for? Ogo Pogo. I believe this was Argos's favorite Krypton. Probably not tomorrow, but I will do another one next week. Because I do have a couple more boxes, pink Kuromi boxes coming, and I will stream those. Again, sorry for the dead air. I'm checking a message. Let me see if no, I still don't have a message from that dude. Chad. Chad, if you're watching, it still won't let me message you, bro. Weird. Escaped Alien, are you still watching? I just saw your post, bro. That's That's funny as fuck. I'm gonna share this on my main account. My story. There you go. But Chad, if you're watching, it still won't let me message you. What? Hold on. Oh, I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. All right, cool. Dude, I don't know what the deal is. I can show this because it just says hello, but when I look at my message with you, it does like I don't have an option to respond. I don't know. I don't know what to do here. I follow you. You follow me. I just don't have a. It doesn't give me the option to respond to you. I don't know what it is. I've never seen that before. Yeah, no problem, bro. I'm glad you got your shirt. Battle rug of Piazza Bird. Oh, I'm with you, bro. I never use Instagram either. I almost never post on there. My last post on my main Instagram was like March. But yeah, for whatever reason, it just won't let me message you. Racy B says you should also have a message from Moss. I think he's waiting on a reply. Who's your boss? What? Gem Mint. Hold on. Let me solve all these problems right now. Did you race? Okay. Racy says that may fellow 91. Which account are we talking about here? My Nick Strength and Power, my main account, or my Nick Strength and Pokemon? Because while I'm on here, I'll try to solve these problems right now. I thought we talked, Gem Mint. I thought we talked on the Pokemon account. Let me look. I've got too many damn accounts. All right, let me. I'm gonna repost Escaped Alien on this account too. Why will it not let me? Gem Mint Pokemon. Oh shit, you're right, bro. I was thinking of the wrong person. I was thinking of Catch 'em All Collectibles. So Gem Mint Pokemon. Let me look for that. I'll have to fix my settings because look, if I go to so on my Pokemon DMs, if I go to message requests, this is all that shows up. 3 weeks ago. Decide who can message you. Your fault. Oh, maybe that's it. I don't remember setting. All right, let's see if that changes it. Let me see. Gem. Oh, oh, you are. Oh shit! There we go. You messaged me on my birthday, May 11th. Sorry, I guess I shouldn't. I probably shouldn't show your email. Damn, am I a fucking idiot? This whole time, have I had this weird setting turned on my messages where I couldn't accept? How did I not know? Sorry, bro. I shouldn't have showed your message. My bad. But thank you for the happy belated birthday. All right, I've got you. I followed you back. Who else? Unlisted Leaf. Damn. I wonder how many messages I'm out on now. I don't remember putting that setting on there that people couldn't message or at least request to message me. Let me check Unlisted Leaf though. He says I ignored his. Let's see. Unlisted Leaf. All right, I'll show you. I don't have anything from Unlisted Leaf. Oh, he he said he's playing. I was about to say, bro. See, this is the difference between me and the Metazoo 1.0. If you guys have a problem, I want to address it like right here. We'll fix it right now. And we just fixed it. And I had no idea I had my messages set to you couldn't message me. So now we fixed it. This is how you make progress. And now I completely realize with Gem Mint Pokemon, I had him totally confused with the other guy. Catch 'em all collectibles. Because I had been messaging him, and when I see Gem Mint, that's who I thought you were. Yeah, it's such a shame, Green Star, because I felt like it was such a positive step in the right direction when they unbanned everybody, and then things just went straight back downhill. Like felt like it was such a self-aware moment to do the big unbanning, and then things just got so much worse after that. All right, but yeah, Gem Mint, we'll talk, and I won't show the DMs. You do kind of look like Catch 'em all collectibles, don't you? Oh fuck! Oh shit! That wasn't good. I set it. I set it right on the edge of this, and it fell over. Oh shit! There goes my Jack and Coke. I'm not even drunk. I set it right on the coaster. Hold on. I think it missed the hollows. Yeah, look, I set it like this, and it just straight tipped. I think it just missed the cards though. That was unfortunate. Oh yeah, dude, 100%. The writing was definitely on the wall. I'm not gonna lie though, it is one of my favorite parts about these streams. It's like I start off very normal, and then I gradually just get increasingly drunk. But I feel like that's what makes it fun. That's the Nick we know and love. And that's why I can only stream like once or twice a week. It's because I like to drink when we stream. I can't drink every day. Argos was incredibly positively toxic. I'm sure the writing was on the wall, but Argos was talking about the top 10 Metazoo sales. The ship was fine, according to him. I feel like he got burnt the same as everybody else. You can say what you want about he was overly positive. Yeah, maybe. You can say what you want about him maybe selling when he knew the ship was going down. Sure. I still think he got burnt big time. I think Argos got majorly fucked. Another reverse. Ooh, there we go. I believe this is the best aura card to get. And I think even still, with this state of the secondary market, I think this just paid for that box. I think I paid probably about $40 for that box. That probably just covered that whole box. Or close to it. Another Piazza Bird rug. What's up, Bill Bones? Reverse Chibi Uctena. But I mean, think about how much fun it would be if I had just endless Metazoo boxes. If I bought these 500 pallets, we could open Metazoo every single night, and I could probably just destroy my liver in like a 2-year span. We could do like 4-hour, 5-hour streams every night, just endless product. We could just hang out, have a good time. Another very nice Raven Mocker. Another reverse. But yeah, somebody asked in the chat if I'm going to stream tomorrow. I'm not going to stream, but I will have those. I will have some more pink booster boxes, so I will probably stream one of the days of the weekend. I know 4th of July is Thursday. My buddy Zach is coming over on Saturday. We're going to shoot off fireworks. And then I've got a date on Friday. But maybe I'll probably get her out of here so I can do a stream. Probably Friday. I'll probably just if she ain't fucking, we'll make her leave and we'll do a Metazoo stream. I'd rather open some Kuromi than fuck. Oh shit, was that the last pack of native? Alright, so we got one box of wilderness left. I gotta take another pee break. And I gotta replenish this bad boy. I'll be right back. But yeah, I'm thinking Friday. I've got a date with a girl that I've never met before on Friday. And I feel like we're not fucking. So I feel like Metazoo is the better bet. Alrighty. Let's get this party started. Whoa, what do we got here? Oh, it's diamond. Let's see. Okay, I've got Chad. What was that message from Wesley? Wait, what the hell? I had a message from Wesley Vissers, but it's not showing up. Desktop bodybuilding. Are you still watching? I don't see your comments either. Let me see. Am I on live chat? Shoot me another message if you're still watching desktop. I thought we were gonna have a cool message from Wesley, but I don't know what the notification was. I don't know what it was. Maybe he unsent it. Desktop bodybuilding said he saw it too. It said I had a message from him, but I don't see one. All right, the third Jack and Coke of the night. Actually, it's not even a Coke. It's a fucking Pepsi. Don't overflow. All right. God damn it. I don't know about kicked out, but oh wait, shit, what did I miss? Let's pull numbered card, plot twist. She's only coming over for the Metazoo pack rips. Kick her out, and then after open the kitty. Ask her to open your beer while you open the Hello Kitty. Women love being kicked out. She'll tell all her friends about you. 7K all the boxes. I don't know about kicked out, but many F at the first date. Nick, are roids a W or an L in the bodybuilding community? I think right now there's like a big steroid culture, especially like with Tren, and I feel like the majority of the online community in bodybuilding views it as a W, but me personally, it's an L. I don't know. It's this girl. She's actually one of my neighbors, and I've been talking to her. And I've been trying to take her on a date for a while, and she's like been very hard to. I don't know. She's not a great communicator. But we're going on a date on Friday, and I've never actually met her. She just lives near me. Interesting. Her name is Maria, but she's white. I don't know any white girls named Maria. I thought maybe it was pronounced Mariah, but it's Maria. Sorry, I'm checking the message here. She might be Australian, not a weird name for an Aussie white girl. She's not Australian. She lives right here in Ohio, bro. Why? I wonder why I can't see your messages. That's weird. I don't know why I don't see you in the live chat, bro. No, she's from Ohio. She's white as can be. But her name's Maria, which around here, I guess it is, Chris. I guess it is kind of an Italian. I guess it would be an Italian name. But in Ohio, there's not very many Italians. Ohio is very like Irish, German, farmer, white people. Rose Robinson. But then the week after that, I've got a date with a black girl named Diamond, so we date all different types around here. Yeah, Maria Shriver, that's true. Arnold's ex-wife was named Maria. Another reverse. It's the summer of love, guys. Black dog. I feel like I can't even read that comment, Resharam. I don't want to be quoted. I don't want someone to clip me saying that. I'll be honest though, the ideal date for me is if we did, I do want to do this stream Friday, is if I meet this girl, the Maria girl, I meet her for the first time, she comes over, we have our date, whatever. I can just immediately go into the most nerdy, weird, just start doing a Metazoo stream and she just sits right there and watches. Then I'll really fuck with her. If we meet for the first time, go on a date, and she comes back and will sit there and watch me stream some weird, like nerdy card game opening, then that's how I know she's a good chick. Full Hollow Rocky. Kevin says Hawktua girl is hot. I saw someone just brought her out at a country music concert. I think it was, what's the dude's name that nobody likes? Brian, is his name? What's the guy that's got like the receding hairline? He sings that song about orange. I can't remember his name. Does nobody in the chat know who I'm talking about? What's his it's not Mike Waddell. He's dating the girl from Barstool, the Brianna Chicken Fry girl. I know nothing about country music. I thought we had a lot of people from Ohio in the chat. Everyone should know something about country music if they're from Ohio. It's not Luke Bryan, but it's Zach Bryan. That's it. That's yeah, Zach Bryan. Let me see. I just saw a video of this dude bringing the Hawk Tua girl out on stage. Did I see it on No Jumper? Zach. I guess I'll just search it on YouTube. I guess this will probably get me a copyright claim, but Zach Bryan. Oh, number one search result. Zach Bryan Hawk Tua revival. Why can't I hear it? That's her. Hey man, I'm not a big believer in OnlyFans being a great career choice, but if anybody should make one and could change her entire life, it's the Hawk Tua girl. I can't go a day on my feed, even on my bodybuilding Instagram, on my Pokemon Instagram, whatever. If I'm scrolling, it's like at least 50% Hawk Tua memes. She would almost be stupid not to make an OnlyFans. If anybody was meant to make an OnlyFans, it's her. And her first post needs to be a video of her spitting on a dick. She would 1,000% make $1,000,000 her first month, at least. And she's just some random college girl that someone interviewed her drunk outside of a bar. She could change her whole life in a month, guaranteed. Has anybody else in the chat been suffering from the great Zen shortage that's going on right now? Oh wait, yeah. Let me see. I saw that Desktop Bodybuilding sent me something else. Let me check. Can you guys see him? Desktop Body. Weird. I actually, you're in withdrawal. I actually partner up with a dude. I actually can't say who it is, but we found a website right when Zen stopped, like right around the time that Zen stopped selling on their website. We found another website that sells like tobacco and nicotine products, and they still had pretty much every flavor of Zen. And we just maxed out both of our credit cards on just as much Zen as we could get from those websites. I'm good. But now it's gone everywhere. I sold my buddy. My buddy wanted a log of 5 cans of the Zen Chill. And typically, if you would get it from the Zen website, it's like $25 or whatever. He gave me. I swear to God, I didn't even ask. of Zen. I would have given it to him for 50. Living Earth Sigil. Let me check real quick and see. I wonder if moderator flagged desktop bodybuilding. Let's see. Oh, I'm not even logged in. Let's see. Next rank on Pokemon. Desktop bodybuilding. Great bodybuilding channel, by the way. Great interviews. Let's take a look here. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It doesn't look like they're banned. I don't know, man. I'll try to figure it out, though. Let me pull the chat back up. Wait, why'd the music stop? Oh, okay. There we go. Can't smoke cigs anymore. Yeah, I've never smoked cigs. I've never smoked at all. I can't chew. Never got used to it. Zen is not chew. It's very different than tobacco. I've had one in literally this entire stream, and it's like I don't even notice. You're a pothead. You can't chew and smoke. I used to be a pothead. I haven't smoked in a long time. It's been a few years. There's a place that I go to though. It's a really cool spot. There's a spot by my house. I live in Ohio, so I live kind of out in the country. And there's a spot by my house. There's the I guess it's the Great Miami River. There's like this little beach, and there used to be like like some kind of warehouse or something there. And anyway, it's like no one knows about it except for potheads. It's like a place where people go to smoke pot out in the woods. And it's like all this crazy graffiti, and it's really cool. And I go there with my dog. I don't smoke when I go there. I just go there and just sit on this beach by the river. I'll show you guys. I posted it on Snapchat. I'll show you guys real quick though. It's a really cool spot, but it's like a pothead. Like there's nothing. There's just joints, like little roaches all over the ground. Let me see. But it's like pothead paradise. It's out in the middle of the woods. Here, let me see. This is the spot. It's like a pebble beach on the river. Let me show you guys. This is the graffiti wall. Look at this. There's a bunch of roaches on the ground. Out by Loveland Frogman's house, we know. It's a really cool spot, though. I dated a girl, you guys know Christina. Christina was like a big pothead, and she's the one that found this spot. But it's a really, really cool spot. And so I took Beans there today. Oh, she was definitely a pothead. Let me see. I don't really know what it is. Let me see. Like, there's a bunch of these big pillars that are covered in graffiti. Like, here, if you see this thing in the middle of the water, it's like a big cement pillar covered in graffiti. That right there. I don't know what the building used to be, but there's this like broken down bridge right here, and there's graffiti everywhere. See, there's another pillar just covered in graffiti. But it's this spot on the river. There you go, escaped alien. You see that? You got a little UFO right there for my boy. I see you, bro. Escaped alien is right there. And there's more like just big cement blocks. It's a really cool spot. And it's only really 10 minutes from my house, and every time I go there's nobody there. It's like the most beautiful. I mean, Ohio, it's not like I live in Hawaii or something. Ohio is not like the most beautiful state you could live in, but it's like this beautiful just pebble beach with a river, and the sunset's really cool right over the top of the tree line, and it's a really cool spot, and no one knows about it. It's a dope spot. Probably an old sawmill. They use the water to spin the wheel. Probably. I don't know. I don't remember if I told you guys or not, but my grandma passed away this week. I was gonna show you guys the post. I don't know if I showed you guys this or not, but this was my dad's mom, my grandma. She had dementia and she passed away this week. So her funeral will probably be. So whenever I stream, I think her funeral might be Friday. So I've got the date Friday and the funeral. But look at this cool chick right here. When I first got my Corvette, cool chick. But yeah, she passed away on Friday. So we've been kind of dealing with that. My dad's been kind of a mess. and she was 85, and so she had dementia. So she kind of got to the point a couple years ago where she stopped like recognizing who I was. Like she didn't know who I was when I'd come visit her like a couple years ago. So I kind of already had accepted that she was gone, and I already grieved like years ago. But she was perfectly, other than the dementia, she was perfectly healthy physically. She had no health issues, like no cancer, no heart issues, nothing. And then a week ago, I guess it was last Sunday, she fell and hit her head last Sunday. And I guess whatever happened to her when she fell and hit her head, basically this whole past week, she hasn't been, like, she's basically been in like a coma. She's been like unresponsive, and so I went over there a couple times last week, and like hospice was in there. And I went over there with my dad a couple times last week, and she just basically didn't eat, didn't drink, and ended up passing away on Friday. But yeah, I kind of already grieved years ago when she stopped recognizing who I was, but seeing my dad, how upset he's been about it is more what upsets me. So I feel like because I kind of stopped going to visit her when she stopped recognizing who I was, because she would get dementia is so it's so stressful, because when they get to that point and you've got all these people coming to visit you and you don't know who any of them are, she would just get stressed out and confused, and she's like, I don't know who any of you guys are that are in my room right now. Why are you here? And so I stopped going over there to visit her, because it was like, it wasn't comforting her. It was like dressing her out. And I don't know, dementia it's a really shitty disease. But my dad, being the good son that he is, he's been going over there every single day, even when she stopped recognizing him. I don't know, it's tough. But when she stopped knowing who I was, that's when I stopped going over there, because I wanted to like protect my memory of her, and I didn't want to remember her like that. So I stopped going over there. But this week I've been there 3 times when she was in her coma, just to kind of go support my dad. But yeah, dementia's a rough one. Like that picture that I showed you guys, her in that Corvette, that was 6 years ago, and that's how I want to remember her. She was happy, she was funny, great sense of humor. She knew who I was, she was proud of me. That's the memory that I wanted to preserve. And it wasn't doing her any favors to go visit her and just stress her out and make her confused. And one of the times that I went over there, she thought I was her husband, who's been passed away for like 12 years. There was no point. Oh, nice. A Prismora. Yeah, I think she'd want the same too. I know my sister is like really upset, because me and my sister went to visit her in the middle of the week last week. Like we didn't really know. They kind of told us, like the hospice nurse told us and told my dad it could be like any day. So me and Brooke went maybe Wednesday to go see her. And then Brooke was out of town this weekend with her fiance. His family lives in New York, and they did like a bridal shower in New York. So she was gone this weekend. I know she's really upset because, like I said, we didn't know when she was gonna pass away, and she passed away Friday. And Brooke was gone, and she was really upset that she wasn't here. Because my sister never really goes out of town. And the one weekend she's out of town is when that happens. Fountain of Youth. How do we only have 65 likes? We got to get to at least 69. Nice. A Mishi Pishu. I guess that's a decent box. A Mishi Pishu and a Prismora. And we're like halfway through. Thanks, Balloon Fight. We talked about it a lot earlier, Goblin. Really nothing new. On Friday, I responded to the email from the trustee, kind of filling out my information. They asked for like proof of income that you would be able to pay the $100,000 or whatever. Then they asked that you would sign an NDA to get the inventory list and stuff. So I sent that back and said, yeah, I'll sign it. Here's my proof of income, blah, blah. Hopefully I'll hear back tomorrow on the first business day, but we'll see. And then I told you guys earlier that Mike Waddell texted me on Friday and said he wanted to hop on a call on Friday night. And then he was busy Friday night. We didn't do that. We scheduled the call for Saturday. Didn't do that. So hopefully I hear from either Mike or the trustee tomorrow, and then I'll give you guys an update. Golden Bear. I'll text him right now. Let me make sure there's nothing. Sorry, Mike, for showing this, but there's nothing crazy in these texts. But I just want to show that I'm texting. There you go. I think Mike does still watch these videos. Metazoo Menace says, I say this all the time about Metazoo. The best part is even though you pull the Prismora, the best card, it's still possible to get more good hits. Yeah, we're always hunting for them golden tickets. And maybe he'll respond. Me and Mike typically text late at night, so maybe he'll respond while we're on the stream. Very, very true, Balloon Fight. On the flip side, it's also possible to get literally all reverse hollows. I mean, literally at this point, the main reason that I buy Wilderness is like a scratch-off lottery ticket. Maybe you'll pull a golden ticket. Jackalope. If he calls, I will answer on stream. Yeah, I text Umu. Let me make sure there's nothing he wouldn't want you to see. I don't want to expose anybody's, like, if they say something personal. But yeah, this is my last message with Umu. Nothing crazy. Frozen Spirit Sigil. I mean, that's why I say I really don't have anything negative to say. Even, you know, as much as we've said about Mike on this channel, or as much as people have to say about Umu, when I'm talking to these people, whether it's Mike or Umu or anybody else, if we're texting or we're talking on the phone, like personally, I don't have anything negative to say about anybody that I have that type of conversation or like connection with. We can talk about what they did, like with Mike, what he did bad business wise with Metazoo, but as a person, if we have that type of like interpersonal texting relationship, as a person, I'm not gonna sit here and say Mike's a piece of shit. I'm not gonna sit here and say Umu is a piece of shit. You can say Mike made terrible business decisions with Metazoo, but some of the conversations I've had with these people, if we're texting and we're talking and we're calling at, you know, late hours of the night, it's like a respect thing. Like that message with Umu, that was like super late last night. Let me see what the time was on that. What time did he send me that? Umu texted me like crazy late at night. Yeah, look. 6:31 a.m. And he sent his message at 4:26 a.m. I don't know if he was just waking up or just going to bed. But if I give a fuck enough to text you that late, or you give a fuck to text me that late, it's like a different level of relationship. Old Man Winter. Umu versus Mike versus Rudy in a cage match. You know, Mike is actually a pretty big dude. I mean, I think he's like 6'3". Eddie says, please ask Mike why he scammed everyone on pre-orders and why he's kept unprofessional, untalented, unexperienced employees instead of firing them, hiring professionals who have done this as a career. I mean, I've obviously had these conversations with Mike. It's not been like, I'm clearly not going to sit here and suck Mike's dick, even if we're texting off the record. We've had these conversations and he does understand, or at least he says he does, that he fucked up. I mean, Mike is not sitting here behind the scenes and saying, I did everything right, I crushed it. I mean, he knows. He knows he fucked up. And he's not, it's not like he's happy about what happened. He's like devastated. I think like this narrative of like Mike took the money and ran. I just one of the reasons why I would say that's not true is why would Mike even care to text me and say, like, why would he even stick around and talk to anybody like me that's going to talk about what he said? I feel like if he wanted to just take the money and run, he would never talk to any of us again. He would never show his face again. He'd be out. Talk to me all the time. Bailey's live stream, he made like a statement to the community. Happy about what happened. He knows he fucked up. And I don't think it was a he took the money and ran scenario. It's a he fucked up and he's embarrassed scenario. I agree. I think LawCal, I agree with that. I think there should be a public apology to the community. He hasn't done that. And I agree there should be. And even to me privately, he has not expressed like an apology to the community. He's expressed to me privately, he's expressed his I don't even know how to phrase it. Like how he feels about his he views Metazoo as like his child, his baby, and he's expressed like his sadness over what happened with his baby, but it's never really been a apology to the community for sure. Ants on Fire says, why didn't Mike put most of the earnings back into Metazoo? Seems like employees got paid way too much. I will say this. While we don't know anything about what the salaries were for Mike or anybody else exactly, the only thing that we do know is the only person that put a significant amount of money back into Metazoo was Mike, and we know the number was $515,000. Over $500,000 that Mike put back in. While we don't know what Mike paid himself, we don't know what Steve Aoki was paid, we don't know exactly what the artists were paid. We have kind of an idea, but the only person that we do know put their own personal money back into Metazoo, to be fair to Mike, is Mike. We have on record the receipts of Mike putting $500,000 plus dollars from his personal bank account into Metazoo's company funds. And he's the only person that's done that we have a record of. Oh yeah, for sure. Compared to 50 million, very little. But again, we just don't know. We don't know how much of that 50 million went into Mike's pockets or Steve's pockets or where that we just don't know where that money went. But the only person that we do know put $500,000 back into Metazoo from their personal account is Mike, to be fair. Green Star says, Mike is the reason that I quit without giving 2 weeks notice, so I've got zero pity for him. But I respect you being open to hearing what he has to say after all that happened in the game. Yeah, I mean, I try to be fair. Like, obviously, the community reaction is blame Mike, Mike fucked up, hate Mike, don't believe anything Mike says. But I do think there's two sides to every story. And I think there is some value, even if to me he presents a version of the story that makes him look the best. I do think there's value in hearing Mike's side of the story. Because he's not telling his story publicly, so I think there's value, at least for me, to hear it. And like I said, I'm not acquitting him of anything that he did. He definitely he definitely has his share of accountability in what happened. There's no denying what happened with Metazoo. Mike was in charge. He was at the helm. He was the majority owner, and a lot of this falls squarely on his shoulders with no excuses. But I do think there's still other layers to the story when you have a 45% owner in Steve Aoki. Like there's other things at play here, but it doesn't acquit Mike of his responsibility. And like I said before, one of the only reasons that I even listen to Mike or am willing to hear him out and what he has to say is that I genuinely believe when Mike started Metazoo, he was passionate and he loved this, any of that. I think that Mike genuinely wanted this to work. And I think he genuinely was passionate about the idea. And maybe he made a lot of wrong decisions and wrong turns along the way that led to this. And a lot of the fault is on him. But I do think there's more to the story than just it's all Mike's fault. And that's all I'm saying. I don't know much about Aoki's dad except for the fact that my understanding is most of Aoki's wealth is from his dad. Aoki is far from self-made. What about the Mike 3% vault? So look, my understanding is I know what you're talking about, the leaking out the vault onto the secondary market. But my understanding from talking to Mike and from other people that have confirmed this is that all this vault stuff, all the grails that we talked about earlier in the stream, the original art, the samples, the prototypes, all of it is with Shaw. So yeah, whatever Mike was leaking on the secondary market, whatever that was, yeah, that was bad. But all that stuff, my understanding from multiple sources is that Shaw has all of it and has had all of it for a while. So as of right now, there is no Mike vault. Maybe he has whatever personal stuff that he kept. But like the majority of the grails, the samples, the prototypes, the uncut sheets, the original art, Shaw has most of that, is my understanding. So this vault that was being leaked out, it hasn't been with Mike for a while, is my understanding. And that's the other big piece to this puzzle. And I think a lot of people have already figured this out, is that Shaw does not seem to be a very reputable, trustworthy guy. And there's also the piece of this that, what is Shaw's part in all this? No, that's what I'm saying. Fun Collectibles, if we trust Mike. It's not just Mike that says this. It's kind of understood that Shaw has everything. It's not just taking Mike's word for it. It's kind of, that basically is what it is. Shaw has it. And there's a lot more layers to this whole Shaw thing that I'm going to talk about eventually too. The whole thing is just a fucking shit show. My understanding is, Eddie, so the stuff that Bailey sold on the Whatnot stream, this is my understanding, is that Mike had set aside some artwork that he owned personally. So he didn't take this from Metazoo, he didn't take this from Shaw. Part of his deal was he kept some artwork. So the artwork that was sold on Bailey's stream, it wasn't from the inventory, it wasn't from Golden, it wasn't from Shaw. Part of Mike's ownership deal was that he owned that original artwork. But I guess the other part of that ownership agreement was like all the big artwork, like the Cryptid Nation first edition Mothman original artwork, the Nightfall Mothman artwork. Because you guys know, you guys saw the stream. There were no big bangers. There were no big hits with that original artwork on the Bailey stream. It was like just random shit. It wasn't any of the good stuff. It was cool. It was like decent stuff, but it wasn't the good stuff. And it's on record that Andy sent that stuff over to Shaw, the good stuff. So my understanding is Mike had some of this artwork personally that he kept as part of his deal. He wanted some of that stuff. But with these other owners, like Steve, like Craig, all the real big, like legitimate grails, like the original Mothman art, that stuff is in the vault. That stuff is with Shaw. Mike just had like the bullshit, like just random. I mean, you guys saw the stream. It was just random shit. I mean, you guys think if Mike was really that desperate for money, if he had some of these grails, you think he'd be selling like some of that bullshit? Like some of the art they were selling was just bullshit. It was like some of it was like sketches that weren't even, it wasn't even ever used on a card. Like it was just bullshit, like just extra art. It was just extra art that Mike kept. It wasn't the real shit. It wasn't like the grails. I will say, as much as people don't trust Mike, I do fully believe that Mike does not have access to the good shit, like the Mothman original art, like that type of shit. I think if Mike had that shit, he would have sold that shit in the Bailey stream. I 100% believe that that stuff is with Shaw. Because if Mike is like the shady, greedy, money hungry dude that people want to paint him out to be, let's say, worst case scenario, Mike, Metazoo's in the shitter, it's dying, it's going to bankruptcy, and Mike, he's gonna sell this original art like under the table with Bailey for his personal gain. You think if Mike had access to the good shit, he wouldn't have just sold it? You think he's selling like all these random, like weird mid art pieces? If Mike is really the shady scumbag dude that people say he is, if he had access to the good shit, you don't think he would have sold the good shit before Metazoo went completely under? Damn, was that the last pack? All right. Well, that was a good stream, guys. I appreciate all you guys stopping by. We had a lot of people in here. Always a good hangout with you guys. Let's plan on doing this again. Let's say Friday. Hopefully my date does not go well, and hopefully I don't get laid. And we'll have another stream like this Friday. We'll drink, we'll hang out. Hopefully we'll have some updates about Metazoo from the trustee, about the NDA, whatever. Maybe my phone call with Mike. Hopefully we'll have some big updates on Friday. But I love you guys. It's always fun hanging out with you guys. I would literally rather sit here and open cards and drink and talk shit with you guys than to get my dick sucked by some girl named Maria. So I love you guys, and I can't wait to see you guys, hopefully Friday. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you on the next one.